episode 10. We here with Tahoe TV.
I've been doing that shit for like 3 episodes now. My shit lit. I don't care. It was Cinco de Mayo.
That's Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de
Mayo.
Yeah.
You was drinking?
I'm tapped in. No, I'm not drinking. I'm
mad
y'all got shot glasses. Y'all know I'm abstaining.
Speaking of Cinco de Mayo, we started podcast over some shots from the sponsor, y'all tequila.
Can I do a shot with this?
Yeah, do a shot with the water.
Yeah, man.
Do a shot with the water.
I don't know if y'all know me. Y'all been in clubs with me. Y'all see when I get drunk. It's not a good look.
I see you off that Douce.
I've never bagged it. Every time we went out back in the days, I never bagged not a chick. Not one.
What?
Like all the years we was in clubs.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen me leave with a chick. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You mean you didn't bag you didn't leave with them?
No, son. I get drunk and I'd be like aggressive. Like my face, I don't know.
Poop face.
I mean, look, trying to keep it together face.
You're Brooklyn.
So
that's why you're having a water shot.
No, I'm having a water shot because I realized that my brand is my brain and my personality.
Right.
Why add something that dampens or affects it negatively?
Right.
I'm at a place in my life that I'm very directed where I'm going. Anything that doesn't serve it has to go.
Hey, I love that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Right?
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Possibilities to the top.
To the top. To the top, y'all. To the top.
That water hit hard, right? Woo! We got Tahoe. so let's start it off by talking about what you know your podcast. You got Shameless Pod.
Say hello, bro.
I'm saying hello. I want you to say hello to everybody out here. I'm letting them know who you are, who's sitting here.
My name is Tahoe TV. I don't know, man. Things have happened. I started a podcast years ago. You know, it started back when we was in the club. I used to hang out with Steve. I used to hang out with Steve and Lingo and shit.
Shout out to Steve and Lingo.
I realized I wasn't getting no chicks standing next to them. They too good looking.
A lot of things revolve around.
They both taller than me. They both taller. They light skin with green eyes. The other one got cheeky hair. I'm standing there all Brooklyn looking and shit.
What's someone like that?
So what I started doing, I would be on Twitter. While they was doing all they posing and shit, you know, they go blinking on, you know. I'm on Twitter like this, DMing chicks. Instagram, DMing chicks. And that's how I was getting my chicks. And that kind of turned into a big social media presence. I was focused. It's crazy because they used to be like, yo, get the fuck off the integrated. I'm like, I can't. Every bitch in here wants you. What am I doing here? That make no sense. Used to be staring at Nemo from across the room.
He dropping names. Shout out to Nemo, yo.
She come over. How many bottles you want?
I ain't got no bottles. Nemo ain't talking to you. You ain't got no. I ain't put up no bottle. She ain't fucking with you.
No Twitter. No.
But so. Let's talk about a little bit about the beginning, right? So you said you started out in the club, but from the club, what did that turn into on a reality level?
Like, I was. It's so funny. I wound up traveling with Diddy and.
Diddy? How you get that?
Man, I was on Making the Band. I was a cameraman on Making the Band. Started out just
as
a PA.
So you seen the Dylon,
I was around with that. No, I think I was around with Day 26 times. Day 26 times, and so when they were going on tour with the girls' names.
Destiny. Danity Kane.
Danity Kane. So I was around for that, going on tour with them. Celebrity Apprentice. I knew Trump in a whole different light. I never knew he was this person.
You met him?
So you had I was working. He was a nice guy to everybody. Dennis Rodman was with his best friends and shit.
Oh,
you know.
So you was a cameraman on that too, or Okay.
Yeah.
So you was in the whole video.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, I took a shot. I remember Nene.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Nene caught me taking a shit in her crib.
Wait, tell us about that. Don't tell us about the shit. Wait, if she caught you, that means she didn't like.
There was no tissue, bro. And so I had to hit the mic. There's no tissue in the. Somebody bring some tissue.
Let me get some.
Hey yo! But nobody knew where it was at, and so here she come. Hold on, baby.
Oh, she got that southern.
Somebody in here.
Yeah.
And found me.
How was she?
Sorry, thanks.
How she reacted?
It was cool. You know, she was beautiful. She was a wonderful woman to production. You know, and you know, I never had a problem with Nene. I never had a problem with none of the girls. Matter of fact, I I wanted to have sex with Candy. Fat ass. Candy.
Yeah.
Fat ass.
Oh, Candy the freaky one too. She the leader. They
Have you
look
ever
up
seen
to.
Candy in person?
I haven't.
No, I haven't seen her in person.
Candy ass is crazy.
Yo,
You want to punch him? What the fuck is this?
You're listening, Candy.
Yeah, you're listening exactly.
Damn.
So
You try to hold it together because you're working there, so you just like.
So wait, so when you were working with her, she was with someone?
No, but I was so protective of what I had. I'm not gonna be
Of your situation at work.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all business, all doing my thing. Just you got to know how to switch codes.
Right.
And for me, I protect my gig, right?
Right.
So I didn't even know. It's funny, y'all don't know. Run fired me off Run's house.
Wait, Run?
Yeah, fired me for trying.
Rev Run?
Yo, I'm in there my first day. Now, obviously, I had come home from
Damn,
prison maybe
Rev
a
Run.
year earlier, so I was, when I came home, I was
You was swole.
swole, tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my thing. I'm working. It's my first day. We loaded into Run's house to shoot the season of Run's house. Run walks past me as I'm working. So you hear some yo, come in the office. The executive producer comes in the office. I'm not thinking nothing. I'm working. They come over to me. Yo, you got to go in the trailer outside. I'm in the trailer. I'm just the only one in the trailer. I'm just sitting there.
Waiting.
They say, yeah, we gotta let you go.
No.
I'm like, what happened? Run don't want you around his daughters.
Wait, what? Because he knew you just came home?
What were you wearing this day?
Clothes. What the fuck you mean? What
You trying to say
I'm thinking.
I was wearing clothes.
Did he know you just came home?
No, I was working just like everybody else.
Come on, it got to be a little bit more than that.
There's
What happened?
nothing else. He did not want this young, strapping black man around his children.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
And how long ago was this?
Who's that?
Well, Run's house was a
He
long.
can't be in my house.
well, shit. Run's house was a long time ago. So how old were they? Like, what the fuck?
They was fucking. What you mean?
They was fucking.
ages.
They was older. They was fucking age.
Run's, they nah.
But it's funny because I never seen them.
Yeah.
I never seen them. I seen the awkward looking one. Jojo? That's his name?
The
The
Not-
son you talking
Yeah.
about?
You ever see a child
It's
like
awkward.
that? Yeah.
Was that JoJo?
Yeah, I think it was JoJo. You're talking about the awkward.
It's not, come on, it's
the
not
awkward
me.
character one, right?
No, he's the face. Long face. The awkward looking one.
Yes.
He walked through too. Listen, I don't got nothing against these people, but
I think his character makes the look crazy. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like, you know what I mean? He had to be
That's
tough. He had to
we
be
can't
the
say
tough
awkward
brother.
on this podcast.
Nah,
That's not funny.
We're allowed to say
Nah,
that.
we are, but
I don't think that's too
I
offensive.
mean, I don't think it's an offensive point.
I don't
I
think
just
it's
thought that.
offensive.
I never looked at his face like awkward.
So what would you say if you looked at his face? Long?
I just never.
Nah, the son gotta get it. I can't punch his father in the face. The son gotta have to get it. That's what it is.
So wait, actually, you still harboring these
I
emotions?
feel away because at that time I was working for so many different white shows
Right.
that accepted me,
Right.
and I get around a black man.
Did you get it?
That is, I've been a fan of you since I was a child.
It must have been a
You
time.
was my first,
How long you were working
Hip-hop
on them?
song.
I mean, working on that show for?
my first
First day.
He ain't seen nothing but me loading cameras.
And you're the only one he let go.
Only one. And they told me, the executive producer that he spoke to.
Were you the only
Don't
black
want you
man
around
on
his
set too?
children. No.
Besides him? Yeah. Damn.
That kind of broke
You
my
never
heart.
met him since? I mean, you never seen him in person since then?
I wouldn't say nothing because I know it was what it was, and
Was
it
it
probably
personal?
was something that happened. It's probably he's probably tried to protect his children in so many ways.
Yeah.
And you got to think about the access that people have to them and the exposure. You know, I'm sure that when
And you was at his house, right?
posted the picture with the Cheetos between her legs, he lost his fucking mind.
Bro,
I'm
that
sure
was
he did,
crazy.
right?
That's
What's
what
her
they,
name?
that,
Angela.
Angela Simmons. Yeah.
I'm sure he's like, yo, I tried to keep you from the streets
Yeah.
for so long, so I get it. Maybe he looked at me and was like, nah, they'll fuck him.
So that was around
They
that
won't
time.
fuck dude over there with the short dreads and shit. Like, they
Yeah.
might, but him, they'll try to, one of them going. And
I've never gotten fired for that reason before in my life.
Yo,
I was a hard worker. You ask anybody.
so how long you been with, you didn't get fired from the company, right? You got fired from that particular.
different companies hire you. You're freelance, and that's the problem.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I kind of left the game.
Okay.
is because, for one, I got fired for tweeting, but that's another story. But being freelance and me having 3 children, me having rent to pay, you literally have to take every job that comes. Because when you don't, you could be unemployed for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then there's shooting seasons. Say November to February, March, it's freezing in New York. It's freezing on the East Coast.
Yeah.
People don't shoot like that. So now you're out of work during the holiday season when you got 3 kids.
Like even though obviously people get into it, they love what they do, but if it's such a game that has that much fallback, why, what's the end game for you then? Like once you're in there, like what is your?
You got to remember, for one, I was a junior camera, so I was a camera assistant, and as a camera assistant, nigga, you got to fight for this job. Mm-hmm. There's only, there's only but so many. But when you could become an operator, you're getting 2-3 times the pay. Mm-hmm. Your look, the way you shoot is specific to you. So you're a commodity. A camera assistant is a guy that loads the tapes. He brings the tripod over. He does, he puts up the lights or whatever. But
like the golf dude.
Anybody can do that, right? It's a caddy. You're the caddy, right?
Yeah.
And then you operate the third camera, which is basically the camera that takes the video of everything.
Yeah.
There's no specifics to it. You're just standing there making sure they don't miss anything, so they can cut to that shot if they need to, right? Okay. But once you become an operator and you're respected, your style, they hire you for your camera style and for what you do. And so some dudes might flip a camera like while recording, do some shit like that. That's his style. They know they wanted him in that scene. Or some people, so as you become bigger, your value gets higher.
Okay.
Right? But also you got to think about it, nigga. You're traveling with Diddy, Trump, Tyra. You're around so many polarizing figures. It's like, this is the life, right? Even if they only paying you $60 a day, $100 a day.
Opportunities happening all around you with that.
Boom. And now think about it. Candy's husband, Todd, he was a production manager. Yeah. And that was probably his first season.
I met Todd personally through a friend that's best friends with him. But
so I had been working on that show up until I believe the season that he was hired. Okay. By the end of that season, he was fucking.
See, he moved quick, man.
He saw his opportunity.
He did what he did. Man, I'm just fresh out of prison. I can't lose this. I got 2 felonies. I can't lose this. He ain't have nothing. You can move a little freer, right? Yeah. So and like he was saying, the come ups is different. You never know what you might come up with. I remember I went with Puffy to this perfume awards. He had his perfume in there. I can't remember. Irresistible, Unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
And nigga, at the end of it, they were giving out baskets of free perfume and free cologne. I was in the truck like 4 baskets. I was coming back to the hood like, I got $35 this. I had swag bags.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Hey, I had my baby mama, here, I got this for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life was good, man.
Okay.
Life was good. So there were perks. It was super perks.
And then that transition for you went, obviously you left the video.
Was it the Run? Was it the shit that happened with Run that turned you off, or
no?
What made you transition?
I had been traveling. Now remember, me and my baby mother, we had twin sons. Mm-hmm. I'm traveling. My son's maybe 2 years old. Between making the band, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of DC, which is a short-lived show, but it was a show. Mm-hmm. I had been gone for maybe 11 months, from one show to the next. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, can't go home. I'm in DC, Atlanta, whatever, right? And then we're making the band, I'm traveling around. I'm in Minneapolis on tour. So we're traveling around, and I'm just happy to be here. I can't believe it. A year ago, I was in upstate New York in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing whatever I could to stay alive. I'm taking these jobs. My BM is like, the boy's birthday is coming, whatever. And I think I'm either made arrangements to go to their birthday party, or the show was coming to New York and I just happened to be there, something like that, right? Okay. I go to the birthday party and my sons did not know me, bro.
I'm at
her family's house. I'm at her family's house.
Which just makes it even Crazy.
And my sons is running past me, my nigga. I'm like, hey, they're like, hey. I try to grab them, they fighting away from me. You gotta think of how that, first of all, like you said, how does that look to the terrain?
Mm-hmm.
That's already your baby mother. You're not with him no more. They're not together no more.
Yeah,
So that's
you're
already
hitting a lot of points right now. Yeah. I already know John shaking his head. He never mind, but yeah.
Like a real father's like, that's
no, at the family house.
It's painful right there.
And now you trying to show up like, man, I'm their father. What you talking about? Niggas like, get off of me.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma, granddad, come.
Who is this nigga?
During the birthday, the cake came out, and one it's had twins. So your mother holds one, I'm trying to hold the other one. So I was not going for it.
Wait, you trying to
during the
knock it
birthday song, this nigga's like,
Wait.
I had to let him go. I had to let him go.
Oh, you were trying to get in there.
I was holding him.
Oh, holding him. Yeah.
Nigga, I'm an empath. I'm a Pisces. I'm emotional.
Yeah, she emotional. Yeah.
That shit killed me, bro.
Yeah, damn.
Now I gotta get back on a plane and leave again. I have been
right, the night of or the day after?
Maybe the next day, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I had to take that with me.
Yeah.
I'm on the set looking at them like,
ready to get anybody say something crazy.
You're not where you're supposed to be at right now.
It shit hurt, bro. It broke my heart. Every day became a struggle. Every need that they had became a struggle. And this is something that I love doing. I was very good at it.
Right.
But my kids don't know me. Right? Like,
and you know what's cool? You know what's so crazy? Like kids, it don't take long for them to have that resent. I don't want to say resentment, but to have that opposition towards you. You know what I'm saying? Because even when my wife goes to work, I work from home, so my wife goes to work. By the time she comes home from work, she's like, "You say, come here," and he's like, "Man, get out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like my pop's been here all day, going through all of her. You know what I mean? So and she struggles with that, and that's just daily. So I can imagine what that felt like for you after a year, bro.
And you gotta imagine also.
So I'm assuming that you quit pretty soon after this.
I got fired. I got fired for cursing out a producer.
Because you probably had all that on you.
And it was just enough. You know what I mean? I've had enough. And I should have dealt with it differently, because I'm sure they would have let me go and I could have just came back, right? Like, yo, I gotta go home. We've been doing this for too long. I gotta go home. And the production company was pretty cool, right? But I didn't handle it well. I let things build up, and a lot of times we all do that. Men do it, women do it. We all ignore our feelings, and we don't communicate with ourselves.
Right.
You feel in a way, but you don't even try to tap in. It's called emotional awareness, right? We don't tap in to the root of these things, and what we do, we blow up.
Right.
And it happens all the time.
Especially with our people, with our culture too.
We're not taught to deal with our emotions. We're not taught to identify our emotions.
To hide
we
them.
say, yo, men ain't supposed to cry. You know what I'm saying? Hold that down. Yo, chill. Just stick your chest out. Be a man. Be a man.
I struggle with that all the time, bro. So like, real quick, like my sudden fall on the ground. I just want him to just understand that somebody's not gonna always be there to pick you up. So like his mom would rush, right, pick him up, and like, yo, let him get up on his own, But I also understand, like, I don't want him to have that disconnect of not being able to allow people to help him. You know what I'm saying?
Not to break this serious tone, but your son just started walking like 5 minutes ago.
But it starts, yo, bro. No, he didn't.
It's like, get up.
But yo, it be that early though, bro. Yo, I watched this. Not to jump off subject, but I watched this Netflix episode. This Netflix series called Babies, bro. It's I'm not gonna get too in detail.
Son, I seen a baby like this today.
yo,
staring.
No, he ain't like that type of frown. What?
Son, I said that's gonna be an angry lady right there. That's gonna be an angry lady right there.
Wait, did you see that? It was a girl or a boy?
It was a girl, and I was just looking.
Babies ain't supposed to look like that.
I was like, yo, whatever environment that's cultivating this person is not healthy. She's just not. And obviously, babies can have attitude, but it was her whole body. She was.
Babies got two emotions. They're really happy or they're crying for food or something.
Nah,
They're not in the
around
middle.
the store like.
But all right. So let's
problem
frisbee
with
that back to you, right? Because you are a person that, unless you told me, I mean, you're from Brooklyn, so you know the stigma could be that at least one case on your record, right? But at the same time, I wouldn't know that you experience what you experience, having to go upstate, two felonies, all that stuff, because of the type of character, personality you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you could look at it and say, yo, she frowning, so she gonna be angry, or she gonna
I'm gonna say this.
Because I don't know what you did, but
for me, for one, just to touch on that, right?
Right.
You're absolutely right. Them formative years do a lot. Them years up to 5, 6, 7, those years right there.
6, 7 what? Oh,
1 years old, 2 years, 3, 4, 5. Those years do so much to your personality.
Yep.
They really do. And it's things that you don't even realize is happening to you, right? You don't even realize that a lot of what you took in from your environment, from your parents beefing, from just whatever it is, it became a part of you.
Yep.
Now me, in particular, I was an only child. I was an only child in a house with 10 aunts and uncles, or maybe 7 or 8. But they were so busy dealing with their shit, I was in the room most of the time.
All in the same crib?
Yeah, a lot of them. In and out, whatever. My mom's and my dad wasn't really, so I'm off in the room by myself. My creativity kicks in. And I believe that's who I really am beyond anything else that I've ever done, is that creativity set in early, where I knew I had to make up my own games, or I had to make up my own fun, or, that kind of transferred, bro. That went very far for me, my creativity. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what, even with cooking crack, bro.
All right, talk to me.
You had a special, for the people.
Son, I used to put Hennessy in my crack.
Wait, what? Wait, what age is this?
When was I talking? I might have started cooking crack maybe 26, 27, 28.
Bro, come on, B. You know better than that. 26 Hennessy in your shit.
I used to burn my shit, so everybody else was trying to make theirs, so they would buy Cook Up. But Cook Up had baking soda in it. And so when the fiends smoked the baking soda, it turned the whole stem black. So it's like... It's like smoking out a White Owl or some shit like that. You like
White Owl,
or one of them dark ass backwoods. The dark ones. When you like dark backwoods, but you got them black shits.
No. I like dark backwoods, but I don't like them
black joints you can barely smoke. So
it's just
killing your shit.
So
it's the same thing. They were, but me. So I learned to cook all of the baking soda off the shit and sell it twice as fast then they would sell their shit. So I'm losing on the bundle. Like say if I'm losing on the kilo, or what I do, 62 grams, whatever. I'm losing on that, but it's going so fast. I'm still doubling up before you make yours. You know what I'm saying? Creativity.
High ticket, low ticket.
Then you know what? I want to do a flavor this week. Shit, I got the Henny Bomb this week.
And all of my life,
I ain't never heard
of no flavored crack. You heard it here first on Jack.
Yo, but wait, how did we get to crack though?
Well, you talk about creativity. I'm just saying, like everything I've done, I always do a mix on it.
So speaking of the creativity, I'm sure that's what led you to get into this, being like a big figure on Instagram, social media, getting into podcasts.
That's crazy.
I remember psychiatry.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know my name is Sakai.
Sakai, yeah.
That's everybody.
I mean,
play on words. Yeah.
Right.
And I wanted to ask you about your travels you've been on lately. You've been to Atlanta, you've been to LA, you've been to Oakland.
Getting money.
Just going on and thank you for blessing this podcast, because you've been all over the country blessing everybody. So appreciate you.
So what happened is I went through a situation with somebody that was close to me, and I looked at myself and what I wanted. So boom, we had a situation where we was talking about ignorance all day. It was
Can I before you go, can I say something?
Okay.
So I was gonna actually bring that up, right? So before you say what you're gonna say, I want to ask you a question. You can fill it in with what you're saying. So I'm not going to name who it is, but obviously you are speaking on somebody. I hope it's the same person, but
This is your first podcast you were on? Is this
Where I started?
Well, how about this? Is it a female?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask, when you finish what you're going to say about that, when you look back at your game when you started, is there anybody that you would say, hey, if I can go back and change something, I would have changed it, and it kind of reflects on whatever.
So
transpired
what happens
between
is
you
with
and her.
me,
Yeah.
I'm a very loyal person. Sometimes you can be too loyal, and sometimes being loyal to somebody else means you being disloyal to yourself. And I think that I kept myself, you attach yourself to shit that's moving, sometimes you can get lost in that, right? And I just stopped realizing my own power. I kind of got comfortable being Robin, right? And even Batman was telling me, nigga, you're a Superman.
Right.
She was telling me, you're a Superman. Like, you don't need to be here. But I was like, no, wait, we're a team. We're the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to ride in the sidecar
Right.
to your Batmobile. And she was like, but I need you to go because I need to do my own thing. And when it comes down to it, I just really needed to recognize my own power. I really needed to just accept who I am. But in doing that, just to go back to your point, I realized that I like helping people. The same way she helped me. The same way she believed in me. I when you guys called me like, yo, dude, I'm like, yo, take this. Because a lot of people are gatekeepers in this game. In any game, right? Even in promoters, right? You got the people that want to keep you in a sub-promoter. They don't want you to do your own shit, you know what I mean? Whatever. And you're like, dude, I know just as much as you about this game. I could do this myself. But people try to keep you down because they fear you having your own power.
Right.
I don't want to be like that. I believe there's enough room for everybody to get money.
Yeah.
Just because, nigga, what's your show is what, hour and a half?
Yeah.
Hour and a half?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That's the only hour and a half of podcast people gonna do for the rest of the week?
Right.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Let me put your shit on.
Yeah.
Let me put my homegirl shit on.
Yeah.
Let me this, that, and the other. So I got all of these people that believe in me. And then at the other end of that is, we need to connect. We're under attack. For real.
For real.
Financially, in the family, everything, we're
Yes.
under attack. It's
On
been
all
that way.
sides.
The system has been designed to break us apart.
Yes.
It really has. We're killing ourselves for them by not speaking to each other, by not having emotional awareness, by not even speaking to ourselves about our own feelings. The first thing we do is say, what, nigga? What? That's what we do.
That's true.
So this was a co-host.
No,
So-
I mean,
so
let's-
what-
let's
so
leave
here's
that
a-
alone, 'cause
No, I
that's
just
the
wanna-
past.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was my co-host, but
Because I just wanted to ask you if what she did is from a place of love, like she wanted you to go prosper, or you was in her way.
I think that if you're really over something, you don't continue bringing it up. That's just negative energy.
Right.
So I wish everybody the best because I
Right,
want
right.
my shit.
Right. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. And it's nothing but love. I'm on my shit. You know what I'm
So
saying? So I'm not gonna keep
So
it
after
back.
that, you move on. Right? You gotta go to the next.
But I've suffered for a long time behind that because I love deeply. And I put myself through some shit, which is actually why I don't smoke and drink no more. Because as a Pisces, I have an addictive personality.
Okay.
So I would think, smoke. And then y'all know me, I'm a kind of a loner. So it's not even like I'm going to hang out with my friends and smoke and drink. I'm in the house.
Yeah.
Just
That's
hanging
not
out
a
with
good
the
look.
blunts.
I'm just hanging out with the mice. In my crib. Like, yo, this it to you, my nigga. What you wanna watch?
Got names for the
You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Give me that remote,
I'm
yo.
saying, boom. So I became very small. I see myself shrinking over time. And I know that I live my life in front of a camera. So now I stopped putting the camera on me.
Okay.
Because I don't want everybody else to see it, right? So now I'm destroying my brand. But now because I'm destroying my brand, I'm depressed. So what do? You get something to drink. You smoke, and which makes your eyes red. You don't want to record. So now you put that down. So it's just
That's it.
And now you're a mouse on the treadmill.
Just going round and round in destruction, just killing my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me, and I didn't even realize what it was doing to me until like my lips started turning like purple. You know, she got that smoker lip. She's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just going too hard. And I'm scrubbing my shit with the toothbrush in the morning, trying to get the burnt shit off. And I'm like, dog, what are you doing? So that was really what.
Yeah.
But when I stopped,
how long? First of all, how long have you?
Maybe 47 days, maybe 51 days, something like that.
I
kind of lost it.
Shout out to that. Yeah.
Right, but I swear to God, maybe 4 days later, a light just opened up, bro. Like, it's just, something happened inside of me, bro, that went crazy, bro. Energy started refilling. Like, it don't take long, son.
Yeah, it's like a few days.
Son,
yeah,
I woke up crazy. Yeah. And the camera jumped in my hand. I started doing all of the shit, and I just felt alive. Yeah. And I haven't felt that way even since, because I've always been addicted to something. Yeah. Whether it was weed, it was Black and Miles, it was vape, it was CBD, it was jerking off. Nigga, I've always been addicted to something. I've always been addicted to something. All right. And letting it go, nigga, I don't even jerk off as much no more.
Thanks for letting us know that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Was that one of the questions you were going to ask?
No, absolutely not. But thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Wait. That's a good segue, because the Hard and Soft podcast.
Yeah.
The first time I knew about it for a little while, but I was one of those dudes I hadn't subscribed or listened yet.
Do you let your wife spit in your butt? That's all I want to say. First,
can we start that? Can we start here and then gradually?
Because I saw a video and Shorty was spitting this, but I was like, yo,
first of all,
I can't get with that. Like,
first of all,
because I don't like,
I don't even like shit coming out my ass, but I got no choice for that shit to come out, bro. But no fucking way,
that's
nigga.
What I didn't know. That's not
bro. Hold on, because I know John. I know you gotta ask him, because he done jumped the fence. So you might as well. I was
gonna answer the question.
Answer the question, because I gotta ask this.
Why they stuttering and shit? What's going on?
Nah, because you put that shit out there like we supposed to catch that shit like.
But if I was gonna say something out there, and he went
way out there. Yeah,
so
that's how.
I've never contemplated that before. I mean,
you don't ask.
Why do you want to spit on my butt?
Spit in, not on.
Well, why you do that?
What?
Why?
Like what? Like, bro,
why?
You been a freaky, bro.
I don't know.
If that's what's freaky, then nah, I'm not.
But why?
That's just not. That doesn't. That's
what are you
not.
Scared of?
It's not. I don't need that. It's almost like. It's almost like when
you need a chick to suck your toes. You ever had a chick suck your toes?
I mean, they have.
Did you need it?
Did I need it?
Yeah, you just said I don't need it. Do you need it? Did you need to put your big toe in the chick mouth? Did you need that?
I actually didn't want. She wanted to do it.
So you get pleasure.
But that's not that.
Your lady's spitting in your butt.
I love the fact that I'm trying to match my woman where she is and women where they are.
So if a girl wanted to dildo you gonna let her dildo you?
No.
Wait. So she trying to match. She's like, I always had a fantasy of plugging a nigga. And like, I want to put on a strap and plug a nigga.
Let me be real.
All right, so you do have limits.
Let me be real. First of all, everybody has limits, but I also I'm aware of where my ego and shit is stopping me from doing certain shit, and that's okay. Identifying that you have certain issues and where they come from is okay, and when you're ready to cross that, not identifying it is where the problem is, right? Not say because everything that you try to do, especially around your asshole and shit like that, which is where we're at right now.
Right.
That's where we at. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know we talking about my asshole.
I'm far away from it, but
I get closer.
Please.
That's what we're talking about. Everybody's comfortable with that. We're talking about my asshole, so. Just as long as we comfortable.
Yo, this nigga tall. Yo, alright, so hold on. T.
What's up, man? We still group like.
Why you calling him T?
Now I'm not telling you.
Because I don't even know who I'm talking to right now, yo. I don't know who I'm talking to.
Go ahead,
I like pushing the boundaries of awareness when it comes to black men, especially because. Especially heterosexual black men, because a lot of this shit that we do makes homosexual people. It's like we demonize their lifestyle.
That has nothing to do with it, bro. That's not
I didn't say you. I just said a lot of the shit we do.
I think that message is wrong, though. Why? Go ahead.
I'm willing to have the conversation. I want to listen.
I just think that to have a perspective for a man to have a perspective of not wanting anything, fuck spitting, anything near his asshole, it doesn't demonize homosexuality. It lets you know that he's a heterosexual and he's a penetrator.
Let me
into females.
Well, let me.
So I'm not saying like that.
On your Instagram page, you have this thing called my mantras, and I wrote down one of them. I think it pertains to what we're talking about. So as I want us to stop being threatened by people that are different than us. Stop hating people who look like you because they don't live like you. So I think that pertains a little bit. How you feel about that? You got anything you want to add to that or say about that? Or because
I'm not what he's trying to say. What I know what he's trying to say. I'm definitely like totally not against any type of homosexuality that other people do, right? But for me,
what is homosexuality? Does it have to do with your asshole?
What is homosexuality?
Yeah, because you said you're hetero. The minute after you said your asshole, you said I'm hetero. So
I believe
if your asshole is a gateway to homosexuality for you.
What I'm saying for me, no. It is so not.
A woman
can
plug your
because a nigga could suck another nigga dick and that's a homo to me. So that ain't got to do with the ass. So
what do you mean? I don't understand. What does that mean?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to understand. I don't understand the sentence. I'm sorry. You said she.
You said that the asshole for me is my gateway to homosexuality.
It's the gateway, not you necessarily. Just
I think he was asking is if you claim to be a heterosexual,
right?
Is you be allowing your woman to play games with your butthole? Is that a gateway to you being gay or considered gay?
Oh no, it's just that's a thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. from Brooklyn.
No, because you penetrate. Play with me. I'm trying. It's all peace and love over here, bro. I ain't got no dildos on me.
For me, honestly, it's just it's automatically a sense of comfort. Like, I ain't comfortable with that. Period. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with male or female.
You know why?
What do you mean? I mean, I don't. All my life I just.
But do you know why?
Okay, come on, don't try to penetrate my brain, bro. Like,
easy,
what do you mean?
Easy. Hey, pause.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I'm just asking you if you don't think that you're taught certain things. And
all right, so how about this? I'll give you.
Can I talk?
Let me go, Wes.
That used to be one of my sayings back in the days. Can I talk on this podcast? I haven't said it in a long time.
Go ahead.
But if you learn a certain thing, right, early in life, and it's reinforced over and over and over and over again throughout life.
Okay.
At some point, you will have an aversion to that, but you might not know why. You might not really understand where that energy is coming from. You just say, that's just the way it is. Remember, we said that you learn formative things in your early years. Society has said certain things. The culture has said certain things. Our comedians have said it. Our rap music has said it. Women have said it. Women have said, I don't know, he's sus. He said this, or he did this, or he let me do certain things. A lot of the things that we protect ourselves from is because we don't want women to not fuck with us because they'll judge us for doing certain shit.
I appreciate who you're talking to, but it ain't me, bro, because trust me. It's not about that.
What if by accident you was having relations with your ladies, and he was like, oh, that feel good. Would you just have an open mind for a second?
I'm trying to tell you.
Just have an open mind for a second. If some shit like that happened by accident and it felt good, would you be like, nah, get out of here, I don't feel comfortable, or would you allow yourself to keep feeling good?
It's not. Let me put it to you this way, right?
Yo, Tyler,
let me put it to you this way, right? And this might not be as extreme, obviously.
Dang,
but to me, being licked in my ear is fucking ticklish as fuck, right? And it's weird as fuck. But it also feels good. But it don't mean I want to have a bitch do that shit all the time. Fuck out of here. I'm not.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you don't want anybody spitting in your butt.
No, nothing near my ass.
All right, that's
yo.
where we started. That's
Like,
where we landed right
nothing.
there.
Like,
I've
had great intimate experiences
I think it's good that
without anything near my ass, bro, and I'm living on that, and that's how till I die.
it's not for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. All I'm just saying, and the reason I said the thing about homosexual people is because they do get killed. A lot of people, you ever heard a dude say, "Yo, I've seen movies, and I've never had a homosexual experience, like that, but I've spoken to them, and they've said things like, a dude to let you suck his dick, and then afterwards be like, but I ain't gay, I ain't no F word."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All the time. Yeah, like
and
yeah.
so where does that come from? Because now you're scared that you're mad at yourself for having this type of situation or relation or this, what do you call it, when you have a desire that you have, but you're mad at yourself for it, and they kill him behind that. They kill him behind that. So it's like shit like that. When it's connected to a certain type of thing, I try to put it in your face. I do.
No, I get it.
Things that make you kind of think, right, and wonder, right. That don't mean you got to go spread your shit. Like that don't mean you got to do that. But I'm just saying, be aware of the way the things that we've been taught affect us and other people.
So for me, it's as simple as I never look back and said, well, why do I like girls and I don't like, and I'm not attracted to men? Like it's just that simple that I don't care to know that. Like I don't care to figure out why.
I'm not attracted to men though.
No, like, I'm not saying you are.
Like
when you look at your
balls.
No, listen. When you ask
crazy.
me, when you say balls,
like balls are crazy. Them shits be like.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Like,
you're crazy. Like, yeah. They take this shit out, smacking themselves in the face with this shit. Like, I'm like, this chick, she likes it.
Wait.
I'm not like
that.
Do
you believe that though? There's some women that don't believe that women enjoy sucking dick or licking balls, right?
No, I think
are there women that just want to make the man think that they do? Do you like? From all the shit you've been, all the talks with women on podcast, like what's your perspective on that? Since we brought that up,
I'm gonna hold you. If a woman doesn't like exploring my body, she ain't for me. For one,
right?
For one, right? But a lot of people are sexually repressed. A lot of women push misogyny. A lot of women push homophobia. They're sexually repressed. A lot of women don't touch themselves. Now that doesn't necessarily have to be that, but if you not the type to freak off, you could hit the door. You could buy. I don't give a fuck how good you look. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. If we ain't out here living our best lives sexually, it's not gonna work. Like, so yeah, you might be feeling a way like, oh, I'm not sucking no nigga dick. Oh, you're definitely not sucking mine. That's a fact. Like, I need this shit engulfed. I need this shit devoured. Right? You need to pull some bubbles out this motherfucker. And I don't know if that's healthy, but I need you to try. You dig? I need you to try to take it in and shit it out. For my money.
I'm assuming this is how it goes on the Hard to Soft podcast.
Right, because that's what we originally try to talk about. How did we get to that? All right, so hold on. With the Hard to Soft podcast, right? What I saw, and tell me if this is how it started.
About that podcast.
Let's talk right now, right? So about the Hard to Soft podcast, what I remember seeing is that you had a live, or I think it was a live, and you had your homeboy in the live, and your homeboy apparently was doing something that most men probably wouldn't have the balls to do.
Which is what?
Right?
What do you do?
I think he was one of the first dudes to do an OnlyFans or something like that. Yeah, but this was a while ago.
He wasn't on my live doing the OnlyFans shit.
No, not on your live, but you spoke about it because this is probably your only friend.
Speak your mind. Tell me what he did, because I'll shame him with you. What did he do?
What did he do?
Well, I'd rather you say what he did.
I don't know. He does a lot. He jerks off on the internet.
I don't know. See, I don't know what he did because I don't subscribe to no OnlyFans. Nobody. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
He's toxic. He's scared to say you.
You can't come out.
You ain't freaky.
No, my point is.
He's scared.
No, what I'm asking is, my question was, is that where the Hard or Soft podcast originated from? Because that was just a conversation you had with him. Like you put this nigga, you was like, nah, you was like, yo, I gotta put this nigga on, yo, y'all gotta jump on my live at like 8 o'clock. You gonna put this nigga on? I think it was something like that.
I didn't say that.
No,
I hated him at first.
Oh, okay, all right.
So this is what happened. This is what happened. Orlando is my partner. He's extremely sexually open. I had no idea.
Okay.
I had no idea. He's just like me, you. We just chilling, drinking, go out, whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's my event. He was my event manager for my original podcast, So Shameless.
Oh.
One day I'm on my friend's live, and the nigga. What happened? They keep talking about Orlando. Oh, he showed his dick on Instagram last night.
Yeah. I don't know how this
Like me and you, we like, fuck you mean he showed his dick on Instagram? Like, what kind of thirsty shit is that? Like, that's just not what we do. What you mean you showed your dick on Instagram? The nigga calls me and he's like, yo, I got an OnlyFans now. I'm like, what you mean you got an OnlyFans? What are you talking about? Like, this is bizarre. He's like, yeah, we had a toy sponsor, a sex toy sponsor for So Shameless. He's like, I linked with them. They send me toys and I try them out on my OnlyFans. Male sex toys.
Okay.
I'm like, you beat your dick on Instagram for money, like on the internet for money? He's like, yeah. I was like,
nah, people gotta hear about this.
Alright, like if you happy doing this shit, that's wild as fuck. But I can see a need for it, and I can see the women. The reason I said alright is because the women in my friend's live was like, "Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yo, tell him to come back." This, that, the other. And I'm in there because I'm used to getting all the attention, and they weren't even talking to me. They was in the comments talking. So that's what happened. I was on my friend's live, and they was in the comments. Where's Orlando? Where's Orlando? Where's Orlando? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Eventually, he had been doing this time and time again, going on Instagram, and he's doing all kind of slow movements and the chicks hearts and so I'm looking at this shit one day, and I'm just like,
this is gonna be so.
This is fire. Hold on, I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
So I got a dude that's really sexually open, and me that's not. I'm very vanilla at the time. Very vanilla at the time. I said that's a dope ass conversation.
Yeah.
Who came up with the name?
I did. Now, it's called hard or soft because it's things that make us hard, things that make us soft. We start talking about sex in a way that's like very explorative for heterosexual men. We don't talk about it. Look, this nigga like this right now. Like, I don't like this conversation at all. Like, let me get as small as I can because I don't want to be seen in this conversation at all. That's normally how we are. We don't talk, but women do. Women talk about sex. Gay people do. So they talk about sex. Heterosexual men, we don't. All we do is watch porn and talk about how big our dicks is and how we killed the pussy. But I bet you if you ask the women that we fucking, they'll say, hey, it was cool, but I like this, and I like this, and I like this. And I can't get that from this man because he won't even have a conversation with me. Hard or soft teaches men to have that conversation. Hard or soft teaches women things that we kind of don't like or the way we express ourselves as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it became dope because there was a need for the conversation. There was just a real need for the conversation that we would never have. You would never have that conversation. Me and you was never going to sit here and talk about how I was jamming my butt, my dildo up in shorty and, oh, this is how I double penetrate. Now, we don't talk like that.
You said your dildo and shorty?
Yeah, so boom.
Talking to me about what you're doing in shorty. Like, I can talk to you about that all day.
Nah, we talk about
I don't like that's out of respect though. I think like I wouldn't go and be like, yo,
white people do that. White men talk about that shit.
Listen,
white men will show you a picture.
Wait.
They can be like this. Wait.
To a bitch that y'all just smashed, or you joking about like your lady?
When's the last time you talked to a dude about sex?
Talk to a dude about sex. I don't, because...
Never. So where do you learn sex from? Where do you learn?
I'm 40 years old, bro.
Right. So your own experiences. So you've been teaching yourself over and over and over and over again.
No, I mean, I've also been taught through the women that I've been dealing with as well.
You think women find it easy to talk to men about sex?
Easier to talk to men about sex than who?
Do they actually lay there and say, I would rather you give me more foreplay, or I would do this and that, because men don't. Notoriously, we don't listen to.
Wait a minute.
Period.
Hold that thought. We're gonna take a Jack News break. We're gonna come back.
Now,
We're gonna talk about your dildo you had at TSA. We're gonna talk about some sex. We're gonna talk about some crazy shit. Take a break.
Bro, all I want to do is get some rest. So I get to Dre's house. I'm just laying there. All of a sudden, I hear.
And she look out the window.
Dre's like. On the balcony getting rammed.
How you do that shit, yo? Come on.
I'm not doing that shit again.
Come on, I tried to do it. I couldn't do it. Did I do all right?
We decided to pull back from the sex talk because he wanted to get more serious. So go ahead. He was feeling a little.
I just want to tap into Tahoe's background a little bit when he mentioned a couple of times that he's done some time. So give us a little background on how you got there, what your experience was like, and what you got out of that experience.
So growing up as an only child in Brooklyn, it's not the easiest thing, especially when your dad ain't around. You ain't got no brothers, you ain't got no uncles, you know what I mean? And it's aggressive. I know anybody in New York probably went through that, anybody in the inner city went through that, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to figure out how to get to school and get home. And so the easiest thing that I can just tell you is that I did what I could do to feel comfortable, which was lock in with people in the street or try to act like I was from the street when I really wasn't. I was a Cosby kid, like, to be honest. I was a Cosby kid. Lived in a great brownstone, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. My friends was living 6-7 deep in a crack house, and they had the cord going from down the block to the backyard and to steal electricity, right? And that was there. So I would come and chill with them over there. But at the end of the day, I'm going to a brownstone with my mom is there, and I got food on the table. A lot of niggas ain't have food on the table. You know what I'm saying? That
probably would have been upset if she was know how you was spending.
Biggie was in front of your brownstone when he made Juicy, right?
What you say, bro?
Biggie was in front of your brownstone when he made Juicy.
Son, Big lived down the block.
He lived down the block from
Big lived maybe 3 blocks from me.
Okay.
Facts. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So
you got in the drug game.
Yeah, I mean, I learned, it's so funny. I watched my friends. I didn't even know what crack was. I remember one time my homeboy, he was like, yo, hold this for me real quick, I gotta do something. And he put it in my hand. It was like 4 white rocks in bags, and I was just holding it. And I never knew, I did not know what that was. I was just holding this shit. And so maybe a year later, 2 years later, I don't know how long it was, I started bagging the shit up myself and knocking the shit off. By the end of that, just to say how I ended it, I became a gunman. I did what I felt I saw in the movies. And I did, like, I'm not gonna let you violate me, right? I'm not gonna let you make me a pussy. I've been a pussy my whole life. I'm out here now. I'm not gonna be a pussy no more. Fuck that. So I did whatever I had to do, you know what I'm saying? And I made some enemies. Basically, I went to trial for attempted murder.
Wow.
I didn't do that though. So if you go listen to my shows, y'all know about that whole story, whatever. But I got acquitted. And when I got acquitted, I came outside because I had been remanded to Rikers Island to go to trial for witness tampering. But when they finally let me out, I had this like different view of life. Like I really was just looking.
So you went in one time, right?
No.
Like, okay.
For the trial, when they remand you, cause I was fucking with one of the witnesses, and they said, all right, well, you can't be free no more. They revoked my bail. It made me go to trial from prison, from Rikers Island. So now,
as far as a bid, you did one bid?
Yeah, I did a bid. So
how much time?
When I came home, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
Pour this nigga some more.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm saying is because it's all pertinent to the situation. What I'm telling you is, when I came out, my friends was rolling dice. And crack. So I come walking down the block. I got my suit on. I was just facing 15 to 25 years. My friends is rolling dice. Niggas is smoking weed. Crackheads is running back and forth to other niggas that was on my corner. Corner that I've been shooting niggas for, doing all this shit for. And a lot of my friends wasn't giving it up. So that was another thing. I'm the only nigga risking his life. I'm out here doing all this wild shit to protect the block. And you niggas, every time it's time for action, y'all know where to be found. The reason why that's important to say is because when I looked at the scene, I'm in this suit of a just gotten acquitted for some shit that one of them did, right? I said, what the fuck am I doing? Who am I trying to prove something to? These niggas wouldn't even have cared if you was here tomorrow. These niggas is shooting dice. I just got acquitted for attempted murder.
They ain't even at your trial.
That I ain't even do. I wasn't even there.
They're not even at your trial. Making sure you're good.
I looked, and so you got to think about it. The nigga who got shot testified. Tahoe shot me. He shot me. I saw him shoot me. I wasn't even there. I didn't even have a problem with this nigga, right? The nigga who I had a problem with didn't testify. He said, I'm gonna see him in the street. He shot at us, I'm gonna see him in the street. His man, I ain't had no problem with this nigga. He came and testified, he shot me, right? So I thought I was going to jail.
Right.
When somebody says, I've known this man for 20 years, I know everything about him, points at you in a court of law in front of a judge and 12 people that don't know you.
Looks bad. Looks bad.
You don't think it's a way in hell you're gonna get acquitted. I walked back to my cell taking steps this many inches apart. My feet would not go back towards the cell. The CO was kind of like, come on, bro, come on. I'm like, I can't move. I couldn't believe it because I was innocent.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, I'm looking at this nigga like, why would you know what I mean? Tell him this shit. I wasn't even there. There's no reason for me to lie to you. I'm acquitted. Even if I did it, I can't be charged again. I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Right? The reason I say all of this is because when you're freed of it, something happens. Now you either don't got nothing else going for yourself, because that happens. You don't really have no way out or whatever. Right. So you go back to what you know. But for me, I was a Cosby kid before this. I've already proven everything that I needed to prove to myself.
Right.
I had shot niggas. I had not stabbed nobody, but I've been stabbed. Because I don't know how niggas stab people. That's crazy.
I think
that's crazy. You just gotta be wild.
Yeah.
The nigga stabbed me. I just looked at him like, yo, you wild. Stop shooting that nigga.
Shoot somebody far away.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, I was like, you are dangerous, nigga. Bang. Like, that's crazy.
Sure.
I want that knife too.
That's crazy.
I want the knife.
That'd be crazy if you were able to get that knife.
Well, I know that me and him cool now because when I came home, I seen him.
All right.
I said, man, you ain't got nothing no more. We good. You ain't testifying. I'm good. Do you? I'm gonna do me.
Oh, this is that whole situation?
What you mean? Yeah, nah, yeah. Me, I had.
That's a part of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Facts.
I probably took a lot of pressure on both of y'all necks.
Yeah, because at this time he knew that I was about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't tell. I went stood tall, did what I had to do. He knew. Yeah, I knew that he ain't come testify. Ain't no real reason for me and you to have no smoke. Your man is fool, but me and you, we good. And he said it. Fuck that nigga. He said it. Fuck that nigga. I don't know why that. I don't know that nigga no more. Nigga went testify.
Damn.
I guess a nigga that shot two of us. Like, how real is that? So
That's
how am I,
crazy.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, yo, because I didn't do it, but he thought I did. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo. I'm like, yo, we ain't got nothing. If you good, I'm good. He's like, I'm good. I seen the nigga the other day. I'm asking the nigga, you still got that knife you stabbed me with?
Wow.
I'm asking him.
How long ago was all this?
Oh, this was years. This is 16, 17. I'm sure he ain't got that knife no more. But at the end of the
You
day,
were 16, 17?
years ago. This was 2005, something like that.
Okay.
So this is 16 years ago. In any case, to bring it full circle, I knew it was time for me to get out, but I had already had 2 drug charges.
Okay.
So when you got 3 charges, right, the state is going to take you for the biggest charge. They took me for the attempted murder. They said, fuck the drug charges. We're going to send him away forever. Then we'll deal with the drug charges at the back end.
Yeah.
When I was acquitted and I passed through the block, I don't think I never went and stood in the block again. And that's my block. That's my block. And I don't think I never stood in the block again. I went home. I called my lawyer. And I said, yo, tell that bitch if she want to give me a 1 to 3, I'll take it right now. Or I said, give me a year. ask her what the offer is, because I'm not going back.
Yeah,
to
1
trial.
and 3 for the drug charges.
Yeah, for 2 drug charges.
Yeah.
I knew I was going up for one of them. It was crazy. The way I got caught was crazy. There's no way I was getting off of that. Okay. So I was like, yo, combine them shits, set me up, I'm ready. Because I knew I had to get away anyway. I can't live like this.
From the streets.
I had to get away anyway. And I did feel a little guilty.
So you felt, damn, it was that tough for you. So you felt like
it was no way.
You felt like you were better off being back in that bitch than being on the streets.
Gonna take a break.
Damn, that's.
Take a break.
You felt like maybe you deserved to go away for a little while?
I did. So for a year, and then the shit that they was on when they had me on trial, they tried to get this dude that was a task force detective to testify to all of the things shootings that he had. Like he had a folder or whatever with all of the different shootings that he had on me that they had never got a chance to incriminate before.
Wow.
But he, for whatever reason, we got it where he couldn't testify.
Yeah.
That broke her case, right? That broke her case, right?
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, all right, if I give her something, she'll back off because she was aggressive. Them DAs, they be having you in their food, nigga.
Yeah. That's what
you know what I'm saying?
They want to have that 98%.
When I first saw her, nigga, I'm in there for my arraignment, you know, when I come back to court or whatever, after bail and all that, after I first got my bail and all that, you come for your first hearing and all that,
right.
Nigga, she came in, right? The judge is handling somebody else's case. She comes in and goes sit in the jury pool. There's no jury there, right? So she just goes sits there, right? Stares at me. Gets up, comes down from there. You know how the judge is up here?
Right.
The nigga's dealing with another case. Why she went and stood in front of his thing and leans on it and just starts staring at me. I'm like, this bitch is a terrorist.
She about to tell you.
She's a fucking terrorist.
She about to tell you that.
What? This bitch is she Arnold Schwarzenegger, Al Capone or something.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Go sit down. It's not even our case yet.
Yeah. She warming up.
What's wrong with you?
She's been waiting for you.
Damn, she been waiting for this case all that she wanted.
Son, why isn't the judge telling her to go sit down? I seen the movies, disrespecting her court.
Yeah.
She went and leaned up against his bench and was just staring at me like,
wow.
So I knew that it was on. So now,
but you already had. So they didn't accept the 1 and 3 yet.
That was before the attempt murder trial.
That
that was before that. So once I got acquitted of that, I was like, I don't want to see her no more. Tell her, give me what she gonna get me. As long as it's fair, I'll take it.
I want to see her no more.
I'm not doing that again.
Trying to give you the
boy. I lost weight.
Yeah.
My bone structure was coming out of my face. I was so skinny. I had growing hair like I'd never grown before. Like I was stressed. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fucking. I wasn't eating. Nigga, I would sleep on the floor because I didn't feel good enough to sleep in the bed. I didn't want to feel comfort. I was stressed.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on the floor.
Because you didn't know when you was gonna go in that bitch.
And so I was stressed, bro. And so when that was over, called my lawyer and said, yo, just send me up. I'm taking it up. I don't care. Just give me.
This is pre-children.
This is pre my sons.
Okay.
Now, at that time, it's a good reason that you asked that is because I really wasn't a father at that point. I didn't grow up with a dad. So with my baby mother, my daughter's mother, wanting me to be involved in my life and my daughter's life. First of all, I'm in the street. I'm shooting at niggas. Like I'm literally going through things. I remember the day I got stabbed, just to tell you how wild I was, right? I went home, so my cousin came, he gave me a pistol, I shot at the niggas that stabbed me. In the midst of getting stabbed, that's the whole story, so it's gonna be in my book, but whatever. In the midst of getting stabbed, I shot at the niggas that shot at me. And I ran off the block, right? You just shot at somebody, you ran off the block, but I wasn't gonna allow them to take the block. I needed to go back. I don't care if I'm bleeding, I don't care. So I went and I got a smaller gun. And I walk back and I change my clothes. I go back up, right? But my arm is bleeding. So I walk up on the block and two of them, so it was a crew of niggas. The niggas I shot at, they ran off. Two other niggas that was in the crew must not have been there or must have heard it. So they thinking, all right, nobody's out here. We gonna get the money while everybody's out here. You know what I'm saying? They standing there hustling and shit. I woke up on it, they like, yo, Ty, we ain't got nothing. I said, shut up. Do my pack at them. I said, sell my pack. And when I did it, I pulled my gun out. And I remember, and this is like a scene in a movie, son. I got these niggas. Every crackhead that comes, so everybody knows me, right? So crackheads, I'm saying, go to them niggas. Nobody would. They know if I'm on the block, you would never go to somebody else, right? The crackheads is looking like, I'm like, give them 2. And while I'm leaning there, so I'm leaning against, remember they used to have the telephone pole, the telephone pay phones? I'm leaning against that shit, and I look down and the blood is running down my arm off the barrel of the gun.
some Denzel Trading Day shit.
He's standing there like this, and the blood is dripping off the gun.
Shit right
You know, you had everybody in the vicinity scared to death.
Scared to death. This nigga's bleeding with a gun in his hand, standing here, not caring.
Crackheads still go buy their crack.
And they bought their crack. And these niggas can't move. They standing there like this. These 2 niggas that thought they was gonna get all the money in the world because everybody's good. Now they standing there gunpoint.
You selling my pack solo or you there with your
man? By myself.
Alright, so
most of the things I've ever done is by myself. Now I'm not saying I'm no gangster. I'm saying I did what I had to do at the time. Let's be real, right? Like you put into situations that you got to do what you got to do in, and that's what I did. And that night I was not gonna let them take my block from me. Stab me, and I gotta go in the hospital. Nah.
So you didn't go in the hospital?
Not till after my nigga Black O'Macko came and got me. He's like, nah, give me this gun, nigga. Get in the car.
So you made a complete 360 because now you're a great father, and I watch your Instagram live. You always you're working on plants.
Yeah.
You're like
well, I don't feel I need to prove nothing to nobody no more.
Yeah.
Wait.
Even when we was in the
wait,
club.
let's not go. I want to hear about that plant.
Yeah, that plant. Wait, hold on. Yeah, what's the plant thing, bro? The plant that's inspiring because my grandmother, like I said earlier, my grandmother, she's the matriarch of the family, and she has always been into plants. And I have a feel, because of her, I like plants. Where did that come from for you?
I don't know, bro. It's something about love, bro. Something about having kids.
I've never known nobody to name their plants.
Gucci. Yeah, Gucci.
Tell us about Gucci.
So, I don't know, son. I'm telling you, being a father is something else, right?
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Having love with somebody that don't even know you exist sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, my kids, my daughter, she just come to me every once in a while, I need to be $300 here, man. Then she go dip off to her life. I love her to death. I do anything for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My sons, I'll do anything for them, especially the fact that they're autistic is different because I don't get the same return that I would get from my daughter who's not autistic. With them, I have to feed into them. I have to look into them. I have to figure out what they need, what they're talking about, what they wants are.
That's a different
without
connection.
them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so now I have to care for them, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in another relationship, you get it back in a different way. They give it in their way, but you get it back in a different way. And I think in becoming that way, I became very empathetic towards people, period. Which is why I think I speak for the gay community like that, which is why I think it's because I just thought when you start learning love, bro, and I'm telling you about the plants, really. You know what's crazy? I got the plant. I bought the elephant ear. I just always wanted it. I had this picture in my head of what I wanted my house to look like. Very much like this. It's beautiful. How you living, brother?
Thank you.
But very much like, because I didn't come from that. You know what I'm saying? I came from this house with 7 aunts and everybody's all over each other. And you know what I mean? And my mom isn't really the most decorative person in the world. She's very creative. So she's, computers and shit like that. She's not flowers and, So I didn't have that. But in any case, I bought this plant and woke up one morning after having the plant, I'm watering it and whatever, and one of the leaves was off. Now, elephant ear is a huge plant with leaves like this. One leaf, not the plant. One leaf is like this on this elephant ear, and that shit is leaned over like this.
That's bad.
And y'all heard me. I don't know if y'all heard it. I don't know if y'all
I've
watched
seen
it.
a lot of you.
I was like, Gucci! I couldn't believe it. And I
That's
pulled
one
up Gucci.
that's one with the nice
Gucci plant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So I painted the
I
pot.
didn't see the dying of the plant. Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that I killed this plant. I felt I was killing it. I started crying.
You're a very empathetic person.
So I started crying, son. I couldn't even believe, nigga, I started crying to the point where I'm laying on the bed kicking my feet like, ah! Why would I do this to this fucking plant? Look, he's like, nah,
I'm trying to figure out where did the plant thing start, because what I think you're trying to say is you use that as the conduit to how you look at love, right? And how you look at things that need to be loved from someone else in order to to grow, right?
I think that's
because plants, you can put a plant in a house, and then if it's not treated properly, it's not going to grow.
Right.
So I feel like you are connecting that to
love, to this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Some sort of empathy that's going on with me, and just caring for people and caring for things, and just wanting to see better. Like, yo, when I'm walking the street, I'm a garbage man, right?
Yeah.
I help old ladies. You know how a lot of dudes, they garbage men, they stop in the street and you're behind them, Now I'm literally like, yo, pull the truck over. Pull it over. Come on, y'all. Because I know y'all gotta go to work.
You're one in a million.
I know y'all gotta go to work. I know y'all got shit to do. Come on, don't worry about it, right? Or the old lady who shit that the people leave, and I'm like, miss, but this is why they do that, and we gotta work together, this and the other, because I'm not gonna be here. I've become somebody that I've never been before, and I like it.
Right.
But it's overpowering as well, because
I have a question to ask you about that.
it's like, why would you be crying over this fucking plant? And it was heartfelt, nigga. Go ahead, John.
Do you think that ties in to you feeling things on the extreme, one way or the other? Because you were talking before when you was in the streets and you got into some trouble, you was feeling so guilty that you didn't even felt like you deserved to sleep in a bed. You felt like maybe I deserved to get some time. That's kind of extreme on a scale. Like people, even when people
have you ever felt like your life was in danger? Like somebody told you they was gonna kill you? Have you ever tried to kill somebody?
No.
Like tried to?
No.
So that means you've never So this is what I'm telling you, is that I was in hell.
Okay.
I was in hell. So getting out of hell at any cost, at that moment, it's not extreme.
But maybe not. Maybe not with those circumstances. But now that you're out of that circumstance, you're also having what I would call extreme emotions. So maybe that could go too far too. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
When I try to control it, because as a Pisces, you're emotional as shit.
All right, hold on, because you mentioned Pisces a lot, right? And I know, like, I'm about that too. I'm an Aries. I'm right after you, right? And I enjoy I think it's a great conversation piece. When you're aware, oh, you're Aries, oh, happy birthday, da, da, da. And next thing you know, you're having a conversation with somebody, right? But how into that are you? Like are you remember you say you're an addict, right? Are you addicted to believing that Pisces life or myth? Because are you into that astronomy type?
I'm gonna say the reason I said nah.
Astrology. I'm sorry. I'm a little nice. Astrology. Excuse me.
The reason I said no is because
shout out to Yame.
The minute you hear something that goes against something, you try to deny it. Like no. Right. And then give yourself a second to think about it. Like, is that off? Maybe I'm addicted to understanding people. Maybe I'm addicted to because for me as a Pisces, I can read energy. Right? And I don't know why I would like that. I don't know why I can just sense when something's wrong with somebody, right? But then as an Aries, you have things that are natural to you. I don't know if you've ever tapped into those things, right? Or as a Cancer, or as a Leo, or as a Sag, or Scorpio. Y'all.
Now, I mean, probably because I'm a little nice, I want to tap into.
So you get it. Pisces and Virgos are often
he's absolutely right. Like the way you look at people, because. Like, I remember we had a conversation about an incident that happened in our experience, right? And I think it brought our relationship, at least for me, it brought my relationship with him to another level. Mm-hmm. We had a conversation, and without getting into detail, the conversation lasted a few hours, bro. Early in the morning, right?
You talking about how you guys met each other?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of,
yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? And
don't talk about that.
No, I'm not. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. But what I want to say is what I got from it, right? It stuck with me for weeks. Just the conversation on how he handled the situation, what he talked about, how he delivered it to me, the message behind it. I looked at my life and I was like, shit, I ain't never have a dude in my life that loved me talk to me like that, right? And that was a lot. That was many years ago, right?
That you never, he showed me love ever since then, bro.
Ever since then,
it was a cantankerous situation.
Yeah, very. Yo, let me tell you something. The way he handled that,
we met at a point where it could have went
super left.
It was love or hate. You know,
it could have been really bad, right?
And I was like, is this?
And it was really misunderstood. It was really badly misunderstood, and even more so on my part. Let me just put that in the air. More so on my part, right? But what I got from that. Going back to what you're saying about how you look at people, like you discovered that
I read you a little bit.
You read me, you read me early. Yeah, I don't know how you want to tell me your age? No, how old are you?
I'm 46 now.
All right, so you're 6 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So you read. I don't remember how many years ago that was, but I might have been in my 20s. So you might have been in your 30s, something like that. Mm-hmm. But still, it was a conversation that really So the point of me saying that is. He has figured himself out, maybe even when he didn't realize he was figuring himself out from early. Because I remember when I had that conversation with him, he's speaking exactly who he's trying to say he is back then.
I was working,
and he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to at all, bro. Trust me, he didn't have to.
But I look at the way we are because now in that situation, I either go back to who I was. Mm-hmm. Because I felt violated. Right. I either go back to who I was, or am I really going to be the person I say I am? Right. And us men, we don't do that. Like I said, the first thing we do is grip up.
Right.
But you don't always have to. We aren't taught to say, I was disappointed. I was jealous. I was embarrassed.
I felt something.
I felt. We aren't taught to do that. Yeah. All we do is go, because you ain't gonna disrespect me. But this is a whole lot of emotions attached to that, right? So there's if you could learn how to express that, and I think that's what we did, and I was able to say, I know how you feel. That changed
my life, bro. Good. No lie, bro. I'm dead ass. The way you handled yourself there, bro, really changed my life, even as a man, on how I move with people. And even almost every time I see you, it reminds me of that time. It's fucked up that people can't understand what I'm talking about. But
you turning what could have been really negative,
really bad. It's so positive.
We had a great relationship.
Yeah, a great relationship, and I'm glad, because, bro. Anyway, but it's just great that we. But anyway,
I was on your Instagram earlier today. I see you posted your lady.
Yes.
Yeah, and I see beautiful one too, bro. You always got a nice little, I don't mean it that way.
It's the only one that's ever existed.
And then
I love it.
There you go.
I love it.
The ladies can't believe you got something like that.
Yo,
that's what I'm not saying that.
I'm bugging because every time it's like, she pulls so much weight now. It's like, y'all on my page. Mm-hmm. They be like, she's gorgeous. Then one chick was like, she's beautiful. What the fuck?
And then you said, what you mean? What the fuck?
What the fuck? Well, I'm not supposed to have nothing nice. I'm not supposed to have I can't be happy. What are y'all trying to say? But I do understand it because I feel the same way.
But you know what I think too, though, Tahoe, after having this interview with you, because I speak to you all the time, as far as when we see each other, we in the club, we definitely talk, right? But it's club shit, or it's social shit, right? But speaking to you directly, right? You a bag of different shit to deal with, right? You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of shit that you come with. So whether a girl is pretty, beautiful, it don't matter. She got to handle.
She got to be on some shit.
She got to be on some shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because I was talking to my girl the other day, and I was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being normal and 10 being abnormal, where do you put me at? And she was like, you're like a 11.
I agree, bro. I agree, bro.
I'm nowhere near normal. But I think that I'm using that for these shows, you know what I mean, for the Instagram, to help people to have these conversations. Yeah. And I was, back when we was in the club and shit, it didn't work for me. Being abnormal, I would just sit there and just look around because I'm completely different than everybody in here. And I try to talk to people. I don't have the swag. I don't have the, you know what I mean? I might have looked that way, but it wasn't me. I'm just not like that. So I'm happy, even if it took me 46 years to finally find comfort in it and identify it and be able to use it. What you say?
You don't look 46, by the way.
Well,
yeah.
sometimes that bothers the shit out of me because I'm too old for the younger chicks that I'm attracted to. I'm too young for the older chicks.
I can't. Nah, I can't.
I be looking at, sometimes we looking at the little lines, unless I get a tan, I be looking at the little lines right here. You ain't got none of that shit, bro. Your shit.
Thank you.
You 6 years older than me, so enjoy it, bro.
I appreciate
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it's a good life.
It seems like a good life.
The plants.
But wait.
With the plants. Though.
So yeah, I want to get back to the plants, right? So how did you? Because you didn't really speak about how you.
I don't know.
Because the plant thing, right? It just came out of nowhere.
It just happened.
It seems to me like
you're really good at this shit now. You know names and shit.
Oh wait.
I love this.
I like this. I love
It's
this.
like
that's what happened.
Like you really be spending bread on these plants, bro. Like these plants are not cheap.
But then what else? Like, they don't. Like my first one cost $600. The one I bought the other day.
What's your total right now? Roughly
10,000?
Yeah.
Dollars?
In plants?
Nah. I
yet?
ain't gonna lie to y'all like that. I mean, I'm over 2, maybe 3
Mm-hmm.
grand, but it's worth it,
Yeah.
right? And then, nigga, I'm talking about if you go back in my history of being online, my house used to be filthy. You know what I mean? You would see fingerprints on the wall. My house was filthy and had dirty couches. So now that I've gotten older and just more mature, I don't know. I just love a clean crib, right. Dope ass vibe.
I think you probably want your environment to match your psyche.
That would be chaotic. My
Is
psyche
it?
is chaotic. I'm chaotic.
You don't portray that anymore, though. I mean, you do on your Instagram,
takes
but
a lot
not.
of
But
energy.
I'm looking at your Instagram. You're putting carpets in. You've got ladies coming and painting potted plants. And
Well, most
Nah,
artists,
the story
most
about
artists
the story
are
about
crazy.
what was the chair?
The rocket chair.
The rocket chair.
Yo, what, man? I bought a
Yo,
rocket
you know what's so crazy?
I found
Tahoe, hold on, Tahoe. How are you able to, like, Tahoe, you could literally take, so you see how we got three shot glasses. 2 of them are similar, 1 is not. You can find a way to make this a story, bro. How does that happen? That you can, like, just come up with the oddest shit or something that,
my life
like,
has always been a movie.
because I know you're a smart man, so I know there's a little bit of strategy behind. All right, so it's a lot of strategy behind it. But what is, like, a chair, bro? Like a chair. Like, all right, hold on. Have you seen the chair story, Ice?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because you say your psyche is chaotic, so you have
There's
to force
no-
yourself to do these
No,
other things.
it's
So is that
happening.
difficult?
All of this is happening. I just am aware of how to manipulate it in a way that makes it look good for everybody else. But my life is chaotic. I'm aware that I don't have normal interactions with people. I don't do things the way everybody else does it. And I say, all right, okay, so you have these 2 cups, and now you have this one, and you're like, yo, you bring these to the table with your friends, and you go boom, and then you try to add this to somebody, and then you film it, and you're like, yo. Right?
See, already is like.
So boom, right? So now the next day, you show the 3 cups, and it's like one's here or whatever, and you're like, yo, I gotta find one like this. I can't have this here. And so now you're going from store to store looking to replace the,
And next thing you know, you're making a story for the day,
Boom.
and then
And that's
you got
it.
like 40 DMs, 50
That's
DMs.
it. Because people like
Real
logging
life
into you.
shit, right?
They like logging into you. You know what I'm saying?
So was it strategic that you were going through TSA?
Everything's strategic.
Yes,
With
please
the
talk
dildo.
about that.
By the way,
Dildo in
by
your-
the
What
way,
happened?
before we go there, I just want to let you know that everything that you go through in life is a part of who you are, right?
Okay.
There was a reason why I was in film. It wasn't for that. It was for this.
Full circle.
There's a reason why God put me there. The universe put me there.
So you can
It
put
wasn't-
these
So I could learn how to create these stories.
Oh,
So
okay,
that you
okay.
would be able to visualize it and say, "Ooh, I'm tapped into this." You know what I'm saying?
I bet you could create a story. It's like, well, here we go.
There we go.
Boom. And I just did it with the
We
cups.
did, and we laughed genuinely.
And I can visualize you doing that on your.
That's what it is.
Bro, that's crazy.
Now the dildo.
But yes, why the
Yeah.
fuck did you bring a dildo
Dildo.
through TSA?
Let me explain.
Holy
Let me
shit.
explain.
This nigga
I have a
is
sex
factual
podcast.
weirdo.
I realized that I'm about to go into the biggest podcast in LA.
Shout them out. Who that? Shout 'em out.
Dormtainment and Advice from a Fuckboy.
Shout out to them.
Right? Now, Dormtainment is millions. I don't know if you guys ever known, but these guys have millions of followers.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? Anytime I enter a room, I need people to understand that I'm there. I need you to know who you're talking to, because it's very easy to get lost up in other people's energy, right? So I said, boom, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna back out this fucking sex toy on their ass. They not gonna know what the fuck hits them, right? But I'm also a black man, and I'm always late. Packing for the airport, I usually don't do it till right before I'm about to leave. I'm packing everything, whatever. I took the dildo out, I put it on the thing, because I was like, yo, that fucking dildo. Right? Like, niggas gonna be like, I could have bought a vibrator, I could have anything, but a fucking 2-headed dildo? Glass? These niggas not gonna know what to do with that shit, right? So I put it on the couch, I'm packing, I go to leave, fuck, I'm late. I'm going, oh shit, the sex toy. Put it in my pocket. In your pocket.
The bags are probably already closed already, right?
Yo, this nigga put it. Yo, bro.
I got an hour and a half to
You
get
don't
to my
feel
flight.
Bro, you don't feel a dick in your pocket, bro? What the
I've never
fuck?
felt a dick in my pocket before. I'm supposed to be able
Nigga,
to
nah, that
identify
shit ain't poking you while you're in the car. Yo, you
That
funny,
feels
bro.
like a dick.
Yeah, like, oh,
Like, how you know that feels like a dick?
definitely a dick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Definitely a dick in my
It's heavy.
pocket, yo.
My pocket's heavy. I ain't thinking about it.
Oh my
I
god.
got the TSA, and I'm like, because now what do? I open it up, I gotta back the shit out, and I'm thinking to myself, man,
Fuck it.
fuck it. And I looked them dead in the face as it went through.
Wait. Hold on. Let's do that back a little bit. So you took it out your pocket.
Yes.
You put it in the tray.
Yes.
No, he didn't say he put it. He said
He slammed it in the tray.
No, I didn't. I was.
Oh, you
Because
fucked
you gently
Because I'm
put-
thinking to myself, honestly, I'm just thinking to myself, oh God, and I'm late
Nah,
for
that
my
gotta be the
flight.
funniest shit that they ever
You
seen.
ain't see? Yes, I got the story. But I'm late for my flight, and I'm like, yo, they gonna wild on me, bro. You can't just put it.
How you dress? You dress like some street nigga?
right now, shit like this.
Like this.
With a dildo, with a pink curved, studded dildo, glass.
You got Gloria, our camera lady back there.
Son, can you imagine when that shit went through the X-ray machine? I know he was like,
Yo, that shit
and they
stand-
looked at me. I know he looked at
standing
me,
up.
and I was sitting there like this.
You had that shit standing up or you had it lay down?
You can't stand up a glass dildo, bro. It's
I don't
too
know. I don't
It's
know.
two dicks on it. It's one.
All
this
right,
way
so
and one
describe
that way.
if you, real quick, because real quick,
Nigga thought this shit was hard.
No. I heard about this
You can't
story.
stand it up.
Describe what it looked like.
It looked like
What
a
it
snake.
looks like.
So they're built. This one is built to hit a G spot, right, on both
Okay.
ends. So this
Unfortunately,
end goes up
Gloria,
like this one, and
we're
this
gonna
one
have
goes
to
that
look
way.
this up and put it
So
on the podcast.
when you go in, it goes up.
Okay.
Right? A lot of dudes have the straight one.
Okay,
Or
okay.
a lot of women have the straight. I
Okay,
don't know what they do
okay.
with the dildos.
Okay.
You have one?
Wes, you know?
You have one?
I don't have
Oh
one.
no, Wes doesn't know.
Of course I
Dude,
don't.
are you sexual?
Yeah.
How sexual?
Sexual enough that I would play with
Dildo?
a female.
With
Yes.
a dildo?
Yeah, I've done it
So
before.
why you don't buy one for your woman? Go to the sex store together. Buy one.
What do you mean?
Go to the sex store together with your woman and buy a dildo.
Wait, you're making him nervous.
Like, he ain't
Ask him a straight question.
making me
What do you
nervous. I'm
mean?
trying to see where he's going with
Why
it.
don't you take your wife to
Like, we didn't get to the point of whether I did or not. You never even asked me if I done it.
Actually, if you have a glass dildo in your house.
I don't have one.
So why not?
I don't care to have one. But if we
But
was to
are
get
you
one,
exploratory? Is what
if
I'm
we
saying.
was to get one, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
So why don't you take her?
I mean,
Say you gonna take it.
maybe some I can explore.
Say you're gonna take her.
Maybe some I can explore.
I think his wife watches
Maybe
our podcast,
yeah, she does.
so,
Every one of them.
Most men don't realize how
how
freaky their
But you
women
know what?
are.
Let me tell you
That's
why.
crazy.
Let me tell you why too. On a marriage level, right? Like, I gotta pace my level up, right? Because marriage, bro, you gotta really reinvent yourself all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you
I heard
gotta
you say something to me earlier. You was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I don't want to talk about certain shit because
you gotta make sure you're protecting it, right? But at the same time, you gotta make sure that you are giving us something that she ain't had
Yeah, that's
before,
dope.
right? Fine, no problem. That might be on my next list.
I think you should do.
That's fine with me. That's
Set a date.
Remember when I told you real quick. Remember when I told you I don't have a problem with anything. As long as it ain't going in me, we can do anything you want. Except have another nigga fuck my wife. But other than that,
it's a two-headed, so y'all could like.
Oh nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Chill.
See, I don't know.
You said you'll stay away from me.
I thought the two-headed was in her ass and in her pussy. I thought the two-headed was in her ass and her pussy. I didn't know it was like in that way and then in that way. Like nah.
Yeah, it goes.
Wait, it goes. So y'all banging on them shits?
I'm not doing it.
But wait, that's the shit you had?
You could do it.
Wait, is that what you? Wait, hold on. Is that what you was asking me to go get my wife? No, absolutely fucking not. I just want to make that very clear. And that is not what hold on.
Wesley?
Fuck is you talking about? I thought you were talking about the shit with the bottom joint and the top joint. I didn't know you were talking about the curve joint. I didn't know you were talking about the ones. I mean, well, not the ones. I ain't never seen it, but
you've never seen it now.
I've never seen one of those.
You're drawing it with your hand.
What? It's obvious, nigga. I can make a fucking stick out of it on a paper. Like, bro, this way, right? Boom, boom, right? Shit, nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Like,
all I'm saying is, a lot of us men think that our power is here, and our power is here.
It is. Absolutely, I agree with you.
And
100%.
When we use that, we'll realize that women have a million different erogenous zones. Women's freaky levels is crazy.
I get it.
Explorative.
But why does that have to do?
Starving.
Why does it have to do with watching me get plugged?
No, it doesn't. Why did you get there?
Because you just said that it's a.
I was joking.
So what you say? You joking? Oh, okay.
I was joking.
Oh, okay. All right. Like, bro, fuck out of here. She over there. She was on fine over here, bro.
Yo, John, have you ever heard? There's a old English term, and it goes, "Methinks thou protesteth too much."
Yes.
John knows everything.
So, you're protesting a lot over there.
Nigga, I ain't protesting.
Like you could not like something, but you ain't gotta be adamant. So where's that coming from?
That's coming from somewhere.
All right. Wherever it comes from.
Adamant.
Wherever it come from upstairs.
Like he could say, he's trying to say, he could just say, oh, I don't like to do that. But he's saying, I don't like to fucking do that. No, fuck yeah. Fuck would you even ask me that?
Oh, you have something to tell us, bro? It's all right. It's a safe space, bro.
It's safe here.
No blue, blue. Hold up. No blue, blue, blue.
That's hilarious, bro. Y'all niggas is stupid. Yo, John just told you that he gotta turn my volume down because I'm always loud. Well, fuck y'all niggas, dude.
Nah, man.
Straight up. Good. But no, this is good shit. Dead ass. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real, brother. You the type of nigga that would steal a nigga wife from them, right? If you're not doing your thing at work and you working at the job with a girl and you single and you like, oh, I could tell she probably, not getting it the way she probably could get it. I know you probably. I mean, obviously, you, with all due respect, I know you're in a situation now, but I know you've been that guy.
Not a situation.
Relationship. Excuse me. With all due respect, relationship.
Because your wife would hate if I called you shit a situation.
Oh, absolutely. Excuse me.
You know what I mean?
Apologize for that.
That's like
so absolutely.
Pinkett level. What you called that shit? An entanglement.
An entanglement. Oh no, that's
imagine.
That would be real bad. That would be real bad.
An entanglement.
That would be real bad.
Like,
but
really,
I don't.
nigga?
But to be honest with you, I don't know much about it. I just know about a few posts that you posted recently, and you had some feedback from your DMs about how pretty she is and all that good stuff. So I'm fairly new to it. So with all due respect, so I didn't want you to think like that. You know what I mean? I thought it was something nice.
Let me read another one of your mantras. I want us to start looking at being men to our women as an honor rather than it being them taking advantage of us.
Or responsibility. Like, it's like the black man is so powerful and so important, and I think that we have been emasculated in the society into a place we don't really respect our worth. Like even in the household, and like I said, women do that as well to us, and it comes from even mothers that are jaded towards their baby fathers, and they ain't shit, or he ain't shit, or whatever. You start taking that in as a child, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying it's their fault. What I'm saying is that men, we need to do better as men and start behaving as men and start realizing that if I kill you, I'm going away too. That's like, where are we going with this? I gotta have more respect for myself, because I can't respect you if I don't respect myself. I gotta know the reason why a lot of motherfuckers do a lot of shit is because they ain't really got nothing to lose. I just feel like we really, I want to pump love. I just want my niggas to realize they did this to us. They did this to us. They put us in these low income places, and this shit affected us from young. And it made us look at each other like this, like we fucking animals. We not animals, my nigga. We was kings. That's a joke. My sister says at the time we be joking. She's like, we was kings. But we was. We came from something. They ripped that away from us, and they fucking beat us. They raped our girls in front of us. Like, what? Nigga.
And forced their way of life.
All this stop Asian shit, right? So I noticed the shit with the, look how brainwashed we are, right? Like, say it's a nigga out there that's gonna go beat up an Asian dude because of COVID. Because of COVID. You beat up an Asian dude. But George Zimmerman's still alive. He's still alive. Walking freely, making t-shirts.
Talking shit.
Nobody will do anything now.
I don't understand.
Because we're so brainwashed. Okay, I don't understand that.
I really don't understand.
But
I don't even know.
Brainwashed.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, please.
Not only don't I understand it, I don't know if it's propaganda or not. Like, the stories that come out, I believe all of them are true. That shit happened to these people.
Right.
But I feel like they're looking for these stories. They're looking for them.
Well, think about it like this. Stop Asian hate. You never heard stop all people hate. That shit is coming out right now amongst all of this Black Lives Matter shit, and all of a sudden there's a law passed to stop hate against Asian people. And there's this thing, or stop. Yes, of course there is propaganda attached to it. Yes, it's true. But it's also disrespect. They hate us. They hate us.
We've never got any laws passed.
They hate us that much
ever.
that they'll recognize anything. And you know how bad, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want to tell y'all this shit because y'all motherfuckers gonna think I'm crazy.
Spit.
But sometimes when I see a white person walking with a dog in their hand, I get mad, bro.
With a dog in their hand?
Because they do know how to love. They do know how to be empathetic with if the dog is tired or whatever. Like they know how.
I see what you're saying.
But y'all can't understand when we say y'all killing us. You can't understand when we say how racism and slavery still affects us. That's impossible. You telling us to get over it?
But I think, and I say this because my wife is from the Ukraine, and
that's not. I'm not trying to talk about all white people. I'm talking about racism.
Yeah, because I think that
racist white people.
Because there are people allies. There are allies. I think gay people have allies. I'm an ally for gay people, so I get offended when somebody says some shit against gay people. I get my hands sweat. My brother, my hands sweat. That's real because I feel love for these people. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So there are white people that feel the same way for us. So if this is not about your wife or family, this is about racism.
Right.
I think
that's good to make that point. It's good to make that point.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I watched a video of a white gentleman. There's some people that are, trying to support us and do the right thing, and from the other side. And he was basically posting a post trying to identify what racism is. And he made a really good point about what racism is. And what I was basically trying to say in rebuttal to when I mentioned my wife is when you have people who are as a mentality, right, have been brought up in a way to only understand that, it's hard to blame them when they act that way, because this is what they've been taught all their life, right? This is what they've been taught. Some people never seen a black person before until they're not around the person who taught them all the bad shit about what they think about black people, right? So my point of saying that is, when you say, I know you said you wasn't saying that white people, it's not all white people, but you were saying that, you mentioned that, I'm sorry, I lost.
This is talking about only white people that are racist. And to jump on what you were saying. No, you just finish your point. I'm sorry.
No. So as far as white people being racist, I just think that there are obviously white people that aren't racist, right? And I think that it's just a mentality that you're brought up under.
I was homophobic. I hated the idea of them seeing what's it, Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder. I remember watching How to Get Away with Murder, and one of the first scenes was these two men, I think it was an Asian man and a gay man, and they start kissing. I'm like, why is there always gay people on TV now? Like, what is this? Why are they pushing it, right?
Right.
Because that's what I came from. That's what I knew. That's what Eddie Murphy said in Raw. Like any F words in the room, or don't be looking at my butt, or this is what I came from. Rap music. Everything about me was homophobic, and it's what I've known my whole life.
And it's been a normalized up until like how long ago?
Right, and so
you can say what you want.
I got that same feeling, bro. That you
but boom, right?
My wife watches shit all the time.
Boom. Then I had a conversation with a homosexual person, and I said, well, how? We spoke about masculinity, and he was like, well, where'd you get your definition of masculinity from? And I was like, well, because he said you didn't have a dad. You didn't have brothers, you didn't have no men in the crib, so where did you get it from, right? And I was like, probably from hanging out with my homeboys and shit, right? And he was like, well, who taught them that? And that was a dark ass rabbit hole and realized that none of us would learn this shit the right way. And I said, well, then how can I learn not to be this way then? From your mind, right? Tell me, because this is all I know.
Right.
He says, how many gay friends you have? I was like, none. And he's like, if something would happen, would you get mad? And I was like, I understand it shouldn't have happened, but he said, but you don't get mad. But what if I was your brother? What if I was somebody that you actually cared about? Would you get mad?
Right.
And I was like, I'd be furious. I'm in the streets with it. He said, and that's what you need to do. Look at us as your own. The fact is that you're still labeling us as something else, which all right, you're cool with, you're not trying to be whatever, but I'm not yours. If I was yours, if I was your son, if I was your mom, your dad, anybody, nobody can do nothing to me no matter what. And I feel like that's what I need from white people. I don't care that you was raised in the Ukraine. No offense to her family, because I love her. I know her very well.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful woman.
Preach.
I don't care. If you're here,
yeah,
and you're seeing what's going on, that's like me saying, that dog can't walk. You knew that just from walking at it. You was able to empathize with that dog immediately. And you picked it up and you took it home.
Right.
Because you understood what it was going through.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me that you can't see I Can't Breathe. That you see all of these videos and it means nothing, because that means that you don't view us as human, as one of your own, as anything that you can identify with. That's your own shit that you got to deal with. I'm not going to forgive you for that.
Right.
No matter
My people need us to be on this type of shit, because they dead killing us in the streets like nothing. And people is getting off with it, bro.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to be happy Derek Chauvin got off. That should be a fucking fact.
Yeah.
No way should all of this other shit have been going down all this time. And son, that's what they did to us.
And we ain't even finished with that yet. So we don't even know what he got.
They made us happy.
There's no excuse to hate somebody. Like, you could be born in to answer have a response to what you were saying. Like, you could be brought up in any kind of situation. Like, I wasn't brought up in the same best situation. I got a lot of friends that was brought up in worse situations. But that's not an excuse once you become adult, your behavior. You gotta own your behavior. And I don't care if you were taught hate, taught love, you're responsible for your actions. You can't, and there's no excuse for it.
Like, I get it. I'm sorry you went through that, but I don't care. Now it's your decision.
We're all human
it's your
beings.
decision now.
Like, if I'm a human being, if you hurt me because you racist or whatever reason, say, oh, it's because I did. Like, I'm hurt. I don't give a fuck what the reason did it for. I'm hurt.
That's it. I watch how they move. They have so much privilege. I see how they fucking be walking on tight ropes and shit over mountains and putting their head in lions and shit.
Yeah.
You know why they do that? Because they looking to get that sense of fear. They want to feel like but you know why me and you don't do that? Because we got to walk through Harlem and through Brooklyn. And we get that from encountering the police and living as a black man or a
to
black
me,
woman.
Let me tell you
throughout
some
life,
shit. Let me tell you
we
some
already
shit.
get those adrenaline
Bro,
rushes.
let me tell you some
We
shit.
don't need that.
I'm 40, bro. I'm 40. I'm married. Beautiful life. I live with. I sleep well at night. Let's just put it that way, right? Yes. Never going back. But I was sitting at the light. I was playing. I don't know what. I think I was playing 107.5. So it had to be some R&B, but it was blasting. And I swear to God, it wasn't even a thought. It wasn't. I didn't think about it. I looked in my side view mirror, and I seen a police officer pulling up, and I turned my music down. And I turned my music. It was almost like, it wasn't like I was like, let me not get in trouble. Let me turn my music down. It was like my arm just went up and turned my music down.
That's the
It was
fawning-
such
that's the fawning
a
response.
reflection. I mean,
I was talking about that
a
before. That's the
reflex.
fawning response.
Right.
When you confronted with authority figures, police, and things like that, you automatically go out of your way to appease them and try to make them feel safe.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, that's exactly. And bro, he got his windows up, and I'm sitting at the light thinking like, yo, damn, why am I like? This
And
is
that's what I
the
asked them
shit
to
I gotta
understand.
live with every day.
That's what I asked them to understand. It's not necessarily something that you're doing. I need you to understand what's going on with me. And like, if I see, and I always bring up gay people because I believe that homophobia is black people's racism. Well, we can talk
That's
about
a good-
that another
that's a
time.
great
I think
point.
that's what we do
Yeah.
to people. We make
That's
it,
a great point.
right?
I never heard it like that.
What
yeah.
I do with them when I see them, I make sure I say hello first. And I make sure I give them a sense of space which feels welcoming with them. And that's just
First of
something that I
all-
do. That's not, it does, I don't have to. It's not my charge.
Bro, I think gay people have some of the dopest personalities. Some of the
They go
the
through some
funniest
shit.
people.
They go through some
But-
shit.
And
To
they
have-
are so honest
You know
and blunt.
the kind of the gay people
Especially
that you're
when they're
talking
comfortable
about are
around.
usually, and correct me if I'm wrong, are openly gay.
Well, the
And
openly
and
gay
they're
ones,
accepted
yeah.
by people who love them,
Yeah.
and they're not in the closet and hiding and fronting like they're heterosexual.
Okay.
Those are those people are
But where does that come from though?
What-
Fronting
what?
like they're heterosexual and in the closet and shit like that.
stigma, environment.
Say fear. Say fear.
Well,
Imagine
stigma.
living like
I
that.
think stigma is pretty close to fear.
Let me say this.
Because if you
Let
got
me say
stigma,
this, though.
I think
there's
right?
a lot of negative that comes behind social media,
Yeah.
right? But what I do look at least for me, right? For my comfort, because I mentioned this, I'm bringing it a little bit full circle. I mentioned how much comfort is important to me, right? For my comfort of understanding the reality of anyone who is living in the homosexual world or transgender world, whatever, and opposite of my world, right? Social media has helped me understand it better. Absolutely.
You gotta
Without
have
it,
discernment for
it
that.
would- without
it,
it,
can take
with-
it the opposite way quick.
Right. And which is what I'm trying to say. Like, you can batter social media sometimes, but I feel like for me, it helped me. I've seen videos where I'm just laying in bed at 3:00 in the morning and watching videos of maybe something that was either verbally abusive towards transgender world or homosexual, or let's say someone was physically abused. I sit there and I'm like, yo, I didn't even read the caption to even know that person was even transgender. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that to somebody like that? You know? So that right there showed me that it had nothing to do with whether they was transgender, homosexual, bisexual, whatever the case may be, you know, whatever the case may be. And I
But
feel
John
like,
says right though.
yeah.
You got to have your own level of discernment with that. So that does speak to something in your character. But if you do have that, then do a little bit more work and look at other thoughts that you may have. Because I can still say I still have some homophobic thoughts. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna acknowledge that just to respect that community. Like when we say, I don't even want to say, I don't know.
Wait,
I
what
don't
you
wanna
mean?
make something
You
up.
have homophobic thoughts?
I think that because I was raised to believe that heterosexuality is the way to be, when anything is presented in a way that's homophobic, that's homosexual to me, I might be like, oh, but not that. I don't do. which is
what
which
like
is
like
still-
saying like a guy looks like, oh, that's a good looking fella, like I can see why he
put up
got.
walls for some
Is that what you
shit.
mean?
Just
Like,
put
what do you
up
mean?
walls, like,
You should, whoa, don't, hey.
whoa.
Which now demonizes that lifestyle. That's all I'm saying. Which is not, it's not seriously aggressively or like I'm gonna kill somebody for it.
Right.
But I can see if he lives that lifestyle and I behave that way, how he would be like. That's almost like saying like this, right? I respect the black community if I'm white, right?
Right.
I would never date a black person, but I respect them. Would you feel away?
Yeah.
Would
If
you
they
feel
said
away?
that, if they said it to me like that,
I respect the black community. I know everything that they're going through, and I'm so sorry for everything that they've gone through that my people have done to them. But I would never date one. But I totally understand what they've been through.
I
How would
would
you
feel
feel?
away, and I would be like, why did you even
I
say
couldn't.
that?
I couldn't put it away because then that's like saying I respect the transgender community, but I would never date one. I would never date one. I
And that's why I
respect
said
them.
go a step further because there's all types of ingrained shit.
Let me tell you something. I could be the most educated dude on transgender community. I get what you were trying to say, but what I'm saying is, as far as 100%, yeah, I can respect them, but
Why would you respect somebody that said they just would never date a black person? I don't understand that.
no, I didn't say that I would respect them, but I can see.
Thank you
When
so
you
much.
asked the question of would you, if I compared it to a transgender community and or gay men,
But that's a totally different thing, though, right?
if you're saying how could you, because you said how
Because
could
a
you,
black-
you
a
said how
black
could
person-
no,
a
he
black
asked how could you
person-
respect the community and you wouldn't deal with them. So I'm saying that I respect them. I don't have, when I say I respect them, like I would never shun upon them. I don't care what they like. When I say I
You
don't
may
care,
have not been going here, but I'm thinking like, if I say I don't want to date a transgender person, it's different than saying I don't want to date a black person. Because a black person can be gay,
he said a
straight,
community. He said
transgender, he can be anything. That's a
community.
whole.
That's why I thought. That's why I thought I could use.
This wasn't an educated thing, right?
I
It's just
see
something
what
that
you're
came to
saying. Yeah, it came
mind.
to mind, yeah.
And so I can understand where it could be broken down.
Okay, no,
I don't want to do that,
okay.
right? All I was saying was,
But on a
could
race
I
level, that'd be
understand-
fucked up.
Could I understand if I was a transgender person, if somebody says, "Yo, I understand what y'all would go through, but I would never date one of y'all." Like, I could understand them feeling a way about it. Not saying that they may be valid in their feelings, or I might be valid in mine. It was a maybe
Absolutely.
by the apples and oranges.
All right. So
I
how about we
Might
throw
have
it back at you?
Might have been.
Could you date outside of your race, going as far as dating?
Do whatever I want to do as far as that.
Have you? I mean, I'm not told like. Don't give me that type of generic answer. I'm asking like, could you go as far as being in a relationship with a white woman?
I don't want to answer. I don't want to not answer that. I want to say this. I want to date black women purposely. I want to date them on purpose. And that's the decision that I want to make for me and my family. I find white women attractive, some. I find Spanish women attractive, some. But for me and where I am and my purpose right now towards the community, family is community,
Right.
I want to purposely dedicate my life to the black family.
Okay.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to that. Yeah. Shout out to that.
And I find, like I said,
That's the
I
answer,
find
yeah.
white women attractive.
Yeah, no, it's all good. No, I just wanted to know if like, is that in Tahoe? Like, is
I could do
like
it.
like because when you support,
I jerk off to white women too, and Spanish women too.
yeah.
They are attractive, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just
yeah,
as
yeah.
far as family
Yeah.
and the fact that the black woman is the most disrespected woman in the world, and where I am in life, me personally, I want to uplift the black community. That's what my life is about. That's what I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that goes. I've spoken so much about gay people and transgender people and black men, but I also want to uplift black women. That's my thing. That's like my thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that isn't looked at by the other communities as disrespectful, because it's not my purpose.
Nah.
But I literally
Sure.
just want to help my community. I think that we need that. And we need strong black men in our community to make
So this new, hold on real quick. Getting back to this new, if you could put it in a nutshell, this new young lady. Let's give her her flowers. Beautiful young lady.
Shout out to Tanae, my baby girl.
Tanae, shout out to Tanae.
Ladies,
real quick.
yeah, he's Tanae. He's done.
What is it about Tanae? Give her flowers. What is it? What said?
I would say that
Zoom in right here.
we are yin and yang. I am very aggressive. I am open, and she's acceptive of that. And she's communicated with me things that I need to be able to see in myself. Okay. She's been able to hold up a mirror that wasn't heavy for me to look into, wasn't harsh for me to look up to. She's made me a better person as a man. You know what I mean? We're explorative. She's not scared of saying this is what I need sexually, emotionally. And she's able to give me, like, we have sex with other women, and she's not stringent on the possibilities of being a life partner with me. She makes me feel like being a better person towards a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, she makes me feel like, yo, I don't want nobody else just because I respect her that much and the life that she's given me, and I want to do these things for her because, you know, she's never had her hand out, which makes me say, give me your hand, take this, you know what I'm saying? And she comes with an open mind, open heart, open vagina, open butthole. Life is good, bro. Life is good.
Says plenty of saliva.
Life is I'm with the shit. I was very vanilla. I opened up her drawer to get a condom very early in our relationship, and she had like dicks everywhere, just fucking. And I was like,
hello.
Because what are you doing with all of this? What are you doing? She's like, that's my toys, right? And so we started talking, and we would talk so much about sex. And she's part of the reason I started Hard as Soft too, because she started with me with the exploration shit. And the day I made her my girlfriend, I hired two dominatrix to come to the house, and I wanted them to dom her in front of me, and they whipped her ass in there. They beat the shit out this poor girl. They her in there screaming rules and instructions and yes, Miss Marley, and and screaming and spurring all over the place. I'm sitting there like, bro, this shit is crazy.
Let me tell you some funny shit. He used that word dominatrix. This was like, I was, right before I met you, I was working in a law firm. It was like,
you was a dom?
Hold on, bro.
Where are we going?
Things I didn't know about Wesley. For 500.
This is before I met you, bro. Yo,
Deep, dark,
I went to lunch, right? And obviously there was this lady that I was sitting at lunch. She was feeling me. I was working in a law firm. I'm chilling at lunch. She feeling me. She gave me her information. She said, "Come through." She said, "I'm a dominatrix." So at the time, I didn't know what the fuck that was.
She whipped your ass.
Nah, bro. Not even. I ain't even get a chance,
right?
bro.
Pow!
Hold on, bro.
Say my name. Pow!
So she like meet me for lunch, right? So back in these days, we didn't have the motherfucking Google Maps on your phone and shit, right? So she's just like, yo, I work on this block. So I pull up on the block. And as I pull up on the block, there's like this window. It's probably like the size of this wall right here. And there's this fucking girl sitting in the window with like this Catwoman shit on. Like this shit. And she's like swinging this shit and she's like moving in all different ways. And I'm looking around, I'm like, the fuck? Like, I know this ain't the address.
Yeah, it was her.
That was for you.
It was her.
It was
bro.
her.
The whole time I'm looking in the window like a fucking dummy. She looking at me. She know it's me. She look at it.
Did you go upstairs?
And I'm like, I'm calling her, but she's not answering because she's standing there in the fucking window. But she has to do what she got to do, right?
She had somebody in there, or she was performing for you?
No, she has to be in the window. I think that was her time to be in the window.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't know what the fuck this was. So I'm like, yo, this bitch gave me bogus information, right? So I ended up going back to work. And I thought I was at the wrong place. So my boy Oscar, shout out to my boy Oscar, I tell this nigga when I get back, I'm like, yo, bro, I went to this fucking girl, told me I didn't even know what a dominatrix was. And he said, bro, that was probably her in the window. And I said, bro, and I called her. She told me it was on the window. And we never went any further.
Why? You was too scared of it?
I wasn't scared, bro. Ain't nobody spanking me with no motherfucking whip, bro. Like,
he's not.
You
he's
just
not,
finished
he's
talking.
not ready to explore his sexuality.
He's scared.
But listen, man. Before we get out of here, Tahoe, since I want you to give some love to some of these podcasts you went to go visit. Just give a shout out. I know you was in ATL, LA. Just you want to shout out some of them.
Oh man, I can't. It's so many. I did the Views from the 7 podcast. I did the Views from Views of an Ex podcast, which is a guy that interviews you about an ex situation.
Oh, that's dope.
That, you know, and I spoke about me. I had a Bonnie back then in my street game. So I had a Bonnie and Clyde thing where we shot at people together like it was.
I gotta listen to that
episode. We have the Surviving Adulthood podcast in Oakland. We have the so many goddamn podcasts. Yo, it's like I had so many. Shout out to Cocktails in Atlanta. Shout out to Poor Minds in Atlanta. Jesus Christ, I can't remember.
It's so good, man.
It's so many.
Shout out to So Shameless podcast.
So if you listen to So Shameless podcast, I will be dropping the episode that I did with all of those podcasts, the smaller podcasts in Oakland, LA, and Atlanta on my stream. Just because I want them to have access to my following and shit like that. So just go subscribe to So Shameless podcast. And those will be popping up every 2 days. Every 2 days, I'll release another podcast that I did.
Oh, wow.
From Atlanta, LA, and Oakland.
Look at that content back to back, 2 days.
And if y'all want, I'll drop yours on my shit.
Yeah, if we want. Fuck you mean if we want? Hell yeah, we want. Yeah, Tahoe TV, baby. So shameless.
Out on Hard or Soft podcast.
Yes, sir.
This is episode 10, Jack Moves Pod.
Bang.